Alright everyone, welcome back to the next installment of Pat Plays Pokemon Emerald. I'm just going to head back over here to the first few rounds where we fought all those trainers. I'm just going to see, I don't remember if any of them do have Pokenav, but I'm going to check just really quickly if these two guys do. Because I do not believe that the other ones do, or there's even a chance. So, if those guys don't, then those guys definitely don't. Since I'm here, I don't remember, did I heal last time? We'll just go with that. I did. Okay, so we will be heading out. We'll be heading across the sea today. That's very exciting. Very exciting. We'll be catching a couple new Pokemon. We'll be seeing a lot of different Pokemon than we've seen so far. So that I always like to see. So there's this Pico. I used to always name a Wingles Pico just off of that Pico specifically, just because I thought it was funny. Regardless, we are now heading out. So actually this past week, first of all, hopefully you guys checked out our amendment series that came out on the 4th. It was very exciting to be able to do that. And then we had that podcast that went a little bit too long. It got a little bit too convoluted. It was a good discussion though. I really appreciated everyone that showed up for it. And it was great to hear from the from all of you guys, all the positive responses. So, but yeah, no, last week I actually, I took in my cat to go get checked up. We, as most of you guys know, we have two cats. Both of them are rescues, and we recently, just about a month and a half ago at this point, roughly around there, we had picked up a kitten. It's about 8 weeks old, so we needed to take him in to get checked up. And by the way, this is just, I'm just going to run over here and I'm going to attack a lot of these tentacles and whatnot. But yeah, so as I was saying, we went ahead and got checked up and everything. And I was actually really surprised that Jax had doubled in size and weight. So in about a month of having him, he just doubled in size. And I mean, it makes sense because he's a kitten. But it still was just, it was just a huge, like, oh my gosh kind of moment. Because, you know, I'm with him, you know, kind of 24/7 at this point. And I see him all the time. So it doesn't, like, click, you know, that he's growing in size and everything like that. Because, you know, he's very small incremental changes throughout the day. So it's kind of a shock to see then, wow, he is getting huge. So it was good. Everything checked out. They had a little bit of worms, so we just got some deworm and, you know, applied it, and they're doing fine now. Changed out their litter and everything like that. So everything was healthy. Everything checked out pretty well. But I was thinking, as you know, along the same lines as this, that you know, it's kind of strange how, you know, things change so quickly and you don't really notice it. Like, I look back to things of last year, so like with, you know, obviously last year we had the pandemic and everything like that, and now it's basically all over. It's been over for a few months now, but, you know, thinking thoughts and just you know, things that you say and everything, you know, at this point in my life, I look back each year and I just think, wow, I was really stupid. Should have used absorb there. Wow, I was really stupid, you know, and I'm so much smarter now. But I think that year on year, so, you know, last year I was thinking about the previous year, wow, I was really stupid. I shouldn't, you know, these things didn't really matter that I was getting upset about. You know, this achievement is, you know, more important than I thought it was at the time, yada yada yada. And it is just interesting to kind of look back and think to myself, okay, when I was 22, I thought when I was 21 I was dumb. When I was 23, I thought when I was 22 I was dumb, you know. So what am I gonna think, you know, next year when I'm 26 or 25? You know, what am I gonna think about what I'm doing now? Is this gonna be something I was like, wow, it was really silly to do, you know, whatever, to do a Let's Play, or you know, was I really silly to you know, do these card openings or whatever it was, you know. You know, what's the question? And you know, my response usually is, well, I'm just gonna do what I think is important now, and then whatever ends up happening is kind of just where we go. You know, we can't be paralyzed by what might be in the future. I think it's Master Oogway that always that said something along the lines of, you know, the past is history, the future is a mystery, and you know what really matters is the present. Or the true gift is the here and now, or something like that. That's why they call it the present. I know I screwed up the end of that, but it's something along those lines, and I thought it was a pretty good quote. So, anyway, just gonna wipe those two guys real quick. I almost always head straight to the cave before I go to the gym, just because I would rather pick up a Pokemon first. So this guy gives you Flash. So this Flash TM, if anyone here is a fan of Picaspray, actually is super important in case that you wanted to undo the Electrode lock, soft lock. So it's really interesting how that works. Regardless, we are now going to be getting our next Pokemon. I should have gotten a Repel, because I want to get a Pokemon in the next cave. There it is. So the reason I'm using a Repel here is I want to get a specific Pokemon that only spawns in the bottom, in the actual dark cave part. So that is why we are doing it this way. And I am just making sure that, oh yeah, there's a Great Ball or something like that down here. Yeah. Something. I'm doing this all by memory. I have this memorized. This cave and a lot of other caves in Pokemon Emerald and whatnot, I've got basically memorized. I've been getting much better at Generation 4. Generation 1 and 2, I have no idea where anything is located. Okay, cool. So we were able to make it down all the way, so I have a better chance of getting Pokemon. And as you saw, I had updated for each floor. So, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. I'm not going to lie. This is exactly what I wanted. Either this or Aeron, I would have been very happy with. I mean, Hariyama's not bad, just as long as it wasn't too bad. So, we will be Poison Sting. Let's see how much this does. So this is exactly what I want because it's a Ghost Dark. It has no weaknesses in this generation. It's a great wall. You know, it's got a lot of really good stats and abilities and moves that I can use. It's going to be good against this upcoming gym. You know, all around just a very, very good Pokemon. So we're just going to try to weaken it here a little bit and then catch it. Yeah, no, I'm very happy with it. This is why I didn't want to get an encounter on the first floor. So because I am counting each of these, like the cave as a whole, and not just the floors. Because I think that would be a little bit too easy, and I really want to show kind of my skill in this game. I want to make it a little bit harder than that, a little bit harder. So, shouldn't be too difficult here. I think I can probably catch it off of that. It does have Nightshade, so I do want to be a little bit careful with that. But I think I'll use a Great Ball. Why not? I'll have access to them fairly soon. So, and this is the only Pokemon I'm catching here because I will not be. I will pick up the Old Rod just in case, for the most part. But I will not be fishing with it here, which is a little bit of a risk, but considering the fact that I will have access to Magikarp in a lot of different ways, I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so Sableye's nickname. I think for Sableye I'm going to go with Gem. I didn't see any recent people comment. If you want a name for a Pokemon, just make sure you comment down below, but I didn't see any, so we're just going to go with Gem on this one. But that's awesome. That's a great addition to our team, Ghost type this early on. That is one thing I do like about Emerald, Emerald and Sapphire, as opposed to no, it's right here. Okay, as opposed to Ruby. Is in Ruby you get Mawile, which is just kind of dark garbage, but in Emerald and Sapphire you get Sableye. So this is exactly what I did not want to see at all at any point in here, because I don't really have a good way of dealing with it just yet. But we'll just send out Nemo and just water gun it to death, I guess. Of course, the 55 accuracy move Supersonic hits every time. Every time. So water gun or wing attack. I think he's got a higher special. Alright. was able to get through confusion there. That's good. And then here comes like the 18 leash lives that do nothing but annoy me and extend the battle by like 1 turn or something like that. So, oh good, Nemo got out of confusion right away. That's exactly what I wanted to see there. So this should only be, if I get through this next confusion turn, this should be just the last water gun. Excellent. Good work, Nemo. I'm proud of you. Good work. Hard work. Let's go. Alright, and that was not enough to level up that. Oh, okay, there's the Everstone. Everstone has some uses, not so much in a Nuzlocke, but it has some uses in case that I want to teach certain moves that are only accessible, if I forego evolution for a couple turns. So I haven't really planned ahead next on how I want to use that, but it is good to have it on hand. So this is the only other Pokemon that I would be interested in running into here. Steel Rock, it's very, very weak to fighting, so I wouldn't want to, use it against this gym. And, I've also got like a lot of other options, Wingull and Rope being among them. But it is really, really good wall, really useful against some of the other gyms as well, and can learn a lot of ground type moves, such as Mud Slap, which it's not using right now because I'm a flying bug type. So, I'm just going to keep on absorbing it. After this, I'm really hoping Rope gets Gust, because then if Rope gets Gust, then we can actually go fight that gym. So, because we're basically going to be just using Rope and Wingull. And I want them to both hit 17, 18, roughly, before we take on the gym leader, because I think that would be preferable level-wise. And I think I should be able to kill this Aeron here. Do I have 1 more absorb? 2 more absorbs? Okay. So we'll go ahead and take that out. I'm going to replace, I think I still have Harden, right? I'll replace Harden with Gust. I should still have Harden. I don't see why I wouldn't have Harden. So, yeah, there you go. There's Gust. Excellent. I knew it. I'm so happy that I got that right. Oh no, I have String Shot. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to replace String Shot. I don't need String Shot. I was informed by the owner of the company that moves that do no damage should not be used, so I strongly disagree with that sentiment, just because I think it's just wholly wrong. But in that case, yes. So we're gonna keep these 2 guys in the front of the party for now, and then we'll just continue on through the rest of Granite Cave. So it's a pretty short cave. I do like it. It's a really great introductory cave. I think it's better than Mount Moon by far, comparing this to first generation. It's a much shorter cave. A lot less garbage going on, and there's more interesting Pokemon to run into than just Zubat and Geodude. So, although you do get Paris, which is a little bit, it's a little bit interesting. I like Paris. I think it's a cute Pokemon. Not necessarily my favorite, but I do like it. So, that is good. Done and done. So this is actually a really great place to train, but I think I'm going to head to the gym first and take out some of those gym trainers before I train up for the rest of the EXP. Just because I think that it'd be nice to see exactly how much I would need before I just waste much time. So, and I've just been joined by one of my cats, so I know that we're going to win. So we're gonna go switch out for Jim. I think I'm just gonna get rid of Beth, honestly. Either Beth or Dave. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot I had 2 Poochyena. I have so many Poochyena. Yeah, we'll switch out Beth, the Whismur. So that's fine. And then we'll just move right along. And we'll check out the gym for a little bit. That guy gives you the old rod, and then there's a place to get the silk scarf here. So there's a couple things I still need to get. This is a dead end. I couldn't remember if that was the dead end or that was the double battle. I think this is the double battle. Or this is the single battle. Yeah, there you go. This I don't have nearly as well memorized. I know the right way to go to avoid all of the trainers, but obviously I want the EXP, so I'm looking for that. So we're going to focus on leveling up Nemo first. You know what, actually, after this battle, I think I'm going to switch the two. Because I know I can level up Nemo easier in the cave, because it's got access to water gun for the Aerons. And it's got access to wing attack for everything else. So I think the bigger concern I have for leveling up would be rope. And rope's going to be very useful going forward here. So and no harm, no foul. Got Nemo a couple hundred XP there, so that's always good to see. So like I said, Nemo and rope are going to be carrying me through this gem pretty easily. You know, it just they're rope's quad resistant, and they both have super effective moves. So yeah, this is a double battle. So this is something that they added in Emerald, because same thing as talked about earlier. So I do like it. I like the mechanic. I think it's a really good mechanic. So got these two guys coming in here. I can't remember which one of them is a bigger threat. I'm just gonna target left or right. You know, I'm going to target this Machop, see if I can take him out before he gets a chance to go, and then I just have to deal with him at a tight. I think that's the move here. I think that's the better strategy. Yeah, so you got confusion, wing attack, gust, not a problem. Oh wow, crit. Okay, perfect. That I am not upset about. That I am very, very happy about. So hopefully you guys saw draft mode this week. It was really fun to shoot, even if it was you know, a little bit one-sided, I would say, in my favor. We have already gone ahead and shot next week's draft mode, and that one was also super fun. I thought that one went really well as well, and I would highly recommend you guys check that out if you haven't already. If you like, you know, if you like listening to me ramble on, then I'm sure you'll enjoy draft mode as well. We will be switching it up soon. We've only got, this week was episode 8, so we've got episode 9 and 10 for the first season, and then we'll be taking a short break and moving on to a little bit of a different thing. So I'm sure you guys will like what we've got going on, especially if you're a fan of Pokemon. Okay, and then, yeah, just Gust, easy peasy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Gonna get level 14. I think there's like a two or three more people to battle here. So I am gonna use a potion here. I could use Steel Wing, but there's no reason to do that. There's nothing that's like gonna be, you know, there's no additional damage I'm gonna get out of it. Because I'll teach it to Nemo most likely, or yeah. Here, let me check the stats real quick. So Swarm is great, but it doesn't have any bug moves as of yet. So yeah, higher special attack. Yeah, decent enough attack. So yeah, no, that's fine. I'll just hold on to Steel Wing for now. So I'll take out this guy. I can't remember if there's anyone down that corridor that he's now blocking. But this is Makuhita. Makuhita is a big problem with the leader. So I do want to be a little bit mindful of that. Just attack. Simply because of his arm thrust, and you know, I think it's a level 18 or something like that. So he's rather strong, and you know, you got to be careful, got to be mindful of that. Yeah, no problem. Easily overpowered. I never understood what was on his chin there. Oh, okay, I can go this way. That's fine. Let's see. Is there someone down here? Yep. Yes, there is. And I think there's only one more person in here to defeat, and I think that's just right up north from where I am. Like I said, Rope and Nemo are going to be super useful for taking on this gym. And I was not lying. I was not lying about that. I understand kind of how to play this game a little bit. At least a little bit. Some people might not believe I do, but I do. So, and then I think after this, Rope might be at 15. 15 is cutting it a little close. I would be much more comfortable with 16. I would be happy with 17. Okay, just shy of 15. That's not too bad. Okay, no, I think that's it. I think that's it for the people. Don't think there's anyone here. One of the weird things about this gym, I have to say, is that it's very much water themed. You know, and a lot of like what he talks about is like I've been training on the waves and blah 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 blah. You know, and it's just not has nothing to do with the fighting type. I always thought that was so weird. It would be very interesting in a water type gym this early on, and you know, Generation 1 does do that. I do like having the fighting type gym this early on because I honestly think the fighting Brawly is significantly more difficult than Roxanne, simply because you're not like, if you're new to the game, there's a lot of Pokemon you could be running that are cool but are very, very weak to this gym, such as like Zigzagoon or Poochyena or Aron or whatever, you know. I can't remember if there's anything in here that'd be interesting. That's a cute little Zigzagoon there. That is absolutely adorable. I love Zigzagoon. I'm a big fan of Zigzagoon. When I actually proposed to my wife, I have a habit of painting little Pokemon sprites and giving them to her. And I painted a picture of Zigzagoon and had like the ring on it there, and that was really cool. Okay, it's this guy over here that gives me the Silk Scarf. Yeah, that's what it is. That gives me the normal type boost. I don't think I can't remember. I think that's okay. Hold on. No, he can't. I can't go to Slateport now. Should I go to Slateport without beating Brawly? Yeah, why not? We'll go to Slateport. We'll come back for Brawly. It will make it a lot easier if we do it in that order. Clear the beach. Pick up another Pokemon. You know, not gonna be too bad. Not gonna be too bad. But as you guys are gonna notice, now that I'm here, you're gonna see Tentacool and Magikarp and all that kind of good stuff popping up. Oh crap! I completely forgot about this little triple battle kind of thing that I'm gonna have to deal with here. So I think I can back out of it and just like walk behind me, but we'll see. Shouldn't be too difficult. I think I've got answers. Yeah. Got answers for both of these, but we'll see how well we do. I used to always forget that you can go straight to Slateport if you do that in that order that I just did. But okay, all right. Reggie just decided that he was going to come sit directly on his little brother, and Reggie weighs like 4 times as much, just shy of 4 times as much as Jax. He's a big Maine Coon, so you know he's quite large. So this is gonna be a little bit of an more interesting episode, I think, for you guys, being able to see getting a couple cool Pokemon, and then we'll turn around and fight Brawly. I'm not gonna leave him, you know, till the end of the game and then come back and just swamp him with like a team of level 60s or whatever. I am gonna take the EXP now because it is important, because the rival battle coming up is super tough. I've historically had a lot of issues with it in the past, so I'm gonna give it the respect that it deserves, I think. And yeah, I don't know why I was worried about this fight. Like, this fight was like a walk in the park. So I've got plenty of trainers here to level up on. Okay, easy peasy taken out. I'm gonna show a picture of Reggie's face because it's absolutely hilarious. He just like merp very hard right now, and it is super cute. He's a very, very cute little guy. I do very much enjoy my cat. Both my cats are great. Okay, so yeah, okay, never mind. I couldn't back out of this. Hey, what's up, buddy? So there we go. We'll fight this guy and get a little bit more XP. Oh, he's got a Zigzagoon. That's cute. Now look at that little guy. He's so cute. I do like my Zigzagoons, as I've mentioned multiple times. I find them very enjoyable little guys. I think they're definitely my favorite Pokemon, minimum. And I think that just I have actually battled James before, and I used a competitively set up Lanoon, you know, like Belly Drum and Seed Bomb and all kinds of things. and I just absolutely destroyed him with the Linoon, and it was so funny what I was able to achieve there. So, like, that just brings me so much joy. Like, when you're using non-meta Pokemon, it just makes the game so much more fun. Oh, I completely forgot it had access to Surf. It's such a weird move for it to have access to. Zigzagoon can learn Surf. That is 100% correct. But it is just, I completely forgot that they had that weird move. But I typically have, like, if someone asks me, like, what should I run in Pokemon Emerald, I have, like, a preset recommendation list of what you should run, and typically it goes somewhere along the lines of, if you want the easiest time, the easiest time playing the game, it's usually Mudkip into Shroomish, Electrike, Trapinch, and that's like my core. And then after that, you can kind of flex. I like to throw in a Numel. I like to throw in then maybe some kind of like a ghost type or a fighting type or something like that. You know, and if you don't want to run Mudkip, you can run Blaziken and then not have to run Numel and then run as like a Spheal or something. So yeah, there's two tubers right there. I just wanted to go over them. You know, there's a couple of options, but in the past I've run teams that have like Swalot, you know, for whatever reason, just because I thought it was funny, and Seviper, and you know, there's just so many options that you can run and have fun with in this game that I just really enjoy. But yeah, those four: Trapinch, Mudkip, Shroomish, and Electrike just make a really, really good core. And they can respond to a lot of different Pokemon in the main series game. I'm talking about the main game, not necessarily like other games. So we're just gonna catch a Pokemon here. Hopefully it's Electrike. That'd be awesome. Let's just talk about it. Excellent. Yeah, it has a very high, relatively very high encounter rate here. I'd rather run into this than like a Plusle, or a Minun. So I'll just take it out with. Well, I don't want to take it out. I want to wound it rather. With a Gust. That is the annoying part about this part of the game is like all like the 18 Thunder Waves, and it doesn't learn Spark until I think like level 18. So that is a little bit annoying. But Electrike is going to be an immediate member of our team along with Gem. So we're definitely updating our team here in today's episode. Quite a bit. So that'll be fun to edit. Alright, so I think with this capture of Electrike, we're going to name it, and then I think that'll be the end of this episode here today. I think for Electrike's name, we're just going to go with a pretty standard Sparky. Why not? So, and then we'll go pick it up, but we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys again for making this the most popular series on the channel. We really appreciate it. Please keep liking. Please share this with your friends. Subscribe. Comment down below if you want your name to appear in a future episode. And thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.